After this lesson, I don't want to hear any more questions about whether you should be doing low reps with heavy weight or high reps with lighter weight, because I'm going to show you exactly how many sets and reps you should be doing to build muscle, and I guarantee you there's something in this video you've never heard before, so listen up. You might have heard that sets of 1 to 8 reps are best for building strength, while sets of 8 to 15 are good for building muscle, and anything north of that is good for building endurance. But that's not exactly how this works. You remember when you broke up with your annoying ex and they kept texting you every other day, and then it turned into every other week, and then every other month, and then once a year on your birthday, and now you thankfully never hear from them ever again? Yeah, this is pretty much the same. Sets of 1 rep are fantastic for pure strength gains, but all the way up to sets of 10 will definitely get you stronger. Even sets of 15 to 20 will get you stronger, but just not as much as sets of 1 will. Sets of 1 can help you build muscle, just like sets of 20 can help you build muscle. It's a spectrum here, and there's a lot more overlap than you might think. Especially when it comes to building muscle, the most important factor here is that we are pushing our sets close to failure. As long as we're doing that, it doesn't matter if you're doing a set of 8 or a set of 28. We start to run into some practical issues because sets of 8 on the bicep curl might just bother your elbows more than it actually cooks your biceps, and sets of 28 on the leg press might have you shitting out your spine and your soul before your quads actually get worked. So it's important to train with a rep range that feels comfortable for the exercise you're doing and your body. But anywhere in that 5 or 6 to 20 rep range is fantastic for building muscle as long as we're pushing the sets close to failure. How many sets you should do is a little bit of a different story. We know from the research that you would build a decent amount of muscle if you literally only did just 1 set of bicep curls just 3 times per week. So here's that person over here, doing not a lot of sets, but getting a pretty good amount of gains for how much effort they're putting in. If you do 3 or 4 sets of bicep curls a few times per week, you're going to grow even a little bit more. This person's biceps are getting bigger, but they're spending more time in the gym and doing more sets. If you did 5 or 6 sets of bicep curls a few times per week, you'd probably grow even bigger biceps. But the issue becomes that you have to do disproportionately more work for incrementally less gains. So if you have all the time and energy in the world to train and you want to build as much muscle as possible, this might be you. But if you're strapped for time and you can only get to the gym 3 times per week at 30 or 45 minutes each, you're going to do an awesome job living somewhere in this area right here where you're getting a lot of bang for your buck and still growing muscle without spending a ton of time. And this is something like 6 to 10 hard sets per muscle group per week. So 3 sets of curls on Monday, 3 sets of curls on Wednesday, and 3 sets of curls on Friday. No matter where you want to live on this chart, I highly recommend starting on the lower end and slowly adding from there. Jumping into doing 20 sets of bicep curls per week isn't just a bad idea from an injury risk standpoint, it also means that you're probably not going to do a very good job of the work you have. So start here for your weekly sets and stick with it for at least a month before you change anything. If you're getting stronger, you're building muscle, and you're feeling good, then just stay right where you are. If you're beat up and sore all the time, then you might want to dial things back a little. If your sessions are stupidly easy and you're plenty recovered by the time your next workout rolls around and you're not really getting any stronger, then you might want to add some more. And if you want to build muscle but you only have around 40 minutes a few times per week to get to the gym, then comment FMP below this video and I'll send you 40-minute physique, which is my free training plan for folks who don't have a ton of time.